forgive me. Not being honest with them about where the money was spent, where it came from.
Right now on WHAS 11 News at noon, former Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll found guilty his emotional apology in front of a handful of his victims. And we're following the retrial of former LMPD officer Brett Hinkison and his connection to the Breonna Taylor case. And later, a local community supporting a family through the unimaginable. The fundraiser's underway following the death of a cordon student at Harvest Homecoming.
I asked my kids to forgive me. Not being honest with them about where the money was spent, where it came from. My dishonesty with them has caused them all great emotional pain and suffering. And my daughter Casey could lose her freedom because of me.
It is over. No more cigars, expensive dinners, vacations, and antique cars. Former Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll will soon head to prison for the next 12 years with an additional 3 on probation. Thanks so much for joining us here at noon. I'm Brooke Hash. The judge made that ruling after hearing from numerous victims in the case. One after another chastised Knoll, one even blaming him for the death of a family member because of a slow ambulance response from the company he ran. Our Travis Breeze shows us the emotional moments in court.
I confess to Almighty God, to you, my brothers and sisters, that I have sinned through my own thoughts and my words. What I've done and what I've failed to do.
Jamie Knoll tearing up, struggling to make it through the handwritten speech that he may have made at the Scott County Jail. Judge Larry Medlock took a lot of time to decide whether he would accept this plea deal, including listening to victims. One of the victims was Susanna Worrell, whose brother-in-law, Red, died from a medical event at a polling place on Election Day 2023. She says it took 27 minutes from the time they called 911 until Red arrived at the hospital.
Could Red still be alive today if the ambulance had arrived faster? Possibly.
Medlock said he and his office investigated all possible sentences for Knoll and feels this may have been the best one.
Everybody wants you to do a lifetime in prison. And maybe that's what you deserve. But the law will not allow me to do that.
Travis Breeze, WHAS 11 on your side.
Special Prosecutor Rick Hurdle confirmed for us just moments ago Jamie Knoll will spend at least 9 years in prison, as a level 5 felonies require 75% of that sentence to be behind bars. Well, Knoll's estranged wife Misty and their daughter Casey are also charged in this case. Both of their trials were delayed yesterday. They were scheduled to start October 28th, and now a new date will be set once the defense files a motion to continue. And you can see Jamie Knoll's full 6-minute statement and apology on the WHAS 11 YouTube page. It's pinned right there at the top when you visit, and don't forget to subscribe. Former LMPD officer Brett Hinkison is back in federal courtroom today for the start of his retrial in connection to the Breonna Taylor case. Here's video of him this morning on his way into court. He is accused of violating the rights of Taylor, her boyfriend, and her neighbors when he fired into her apartment from outside in March of 2020. His first federal trial ended in a mistrial, and he was previously acquitted on state charges. During a hearing on Friday, both sides reviewed potential jurors, and jury selection is expected to continue today. Our senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez is there now covering the trial. For the very latest updates, stick with us here on air and online, and he'll be bringing you that report today at 4. And check out this warehouse fire from earlier this morning in the Park Hill neighborhood. We are told the call came in around 4:30 at South 12th Street and Burnett Avenue. Fire crews had it under control shortly after arriving on scene. They told us no one was injured. And multiple departments responded to this mobile home fire near Shepherdsville today. Zonton, Shepherdsville, and Nichols Fire responded to Johnson Hollow Road in the Prior Valley area just north of Shepherdsville. It happened before 5 o'clock this morning. Zonton Fire told us there were initial reports of homeless people living inside, but no one was found when crews arrived. 12:03 on your Tuesday. Just another chilly day. It's really starting to feel like fall, Sam.
It sure is, Brooke. So on my break a little bit ago, went home, made some chicken tortilla soup that's in the crock pot. It
Lucky.
is the perfect weather for that. Soup weather, whatever you want to call it this week, is downright cold. We have frost advisories posted tonight through tomorrow morning. We're going to be watching Jack Frost returning to our area for the first time this season. So again, temperatures on the map so far as we get our afternoon rolling are situated well into the 50s in some spots, and a couple of areas on the map still in the 40s as we get the afternoon rolling so far. And as we get you into the remainder of the day today, we are only going to be topping out at about 57 in Louisville for the high temperature. And as we get you into the remainder of the week this week as well, in fact, we're going to continue to see some very cold mornings after we deal with this morning's very cold air as well. 57 today, likely, like I just mentioned, around 4 p.m. Notice that sky really clearing out quite a bit as we hit the evening hours and beyond. I'm going to bring your attention, though, to the northeast. We have a couple of stray little areas where there could be some light shower activity. North Vernon to Seymour right now, really not too big of a deal. If one of these instability little pockets of showers or drizzle passes over your area, it will be pretty brief and spotty, to say the least. And Futurecast is trying to detect that activity to the northeast of us, but keep in mind as we get into the remainder of the day, most of our rain shower chances will be along and north of I-64, but also east of Interstate 65, mainly for northern Kentucky. So once again, don't get your guard down if you are going to be towards North Vernon, Madison, and Frankfort for a brief little shower. Otherwise, in the big story, though, is we're talking about frost advisories. In effect, this begins tonight, goes through 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, as we're expecting to see temperatures get cold enough for some frost potential. So make sure you bring your plants inside or find a way to protect them. I'll be talking more about the remainder of this week, with which features more cool air until we get you into about Thursday and Friday. The full forecast coming up.
Murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Michael Steele Empson Hurley, guilty.
A jury has just recommended a 75-year sentence for the man who ran down a Kansas family on a downtown Louisville sidewalk. It took the members of that jury 2 hours to reach a verdict for Michael Hurley yesterday, guilty on all 5 charges, including the murder of Trey Jones.
Can't put it in words. Every day he's gone, and he took care of us, and there's just this huge void that we can't fill, and we'll never be able to fill.
And again, the jury recommending Hurley spend a total of 75 consecutive years in prison for that collision that killed her husband, Trey Jones, and injured the mother, Amy, and her daughter, Ava. That includes 35 years for murder and 2 20-year sentences for the assault. Former sentencing is scheduled for December 13th. A close fight in the trenches. A look at the ground game in the presidential race next.
On Saturday, November 9th, it's the largest undertaking to honor our veterans ever in the state of Kentucky. Operation Rendezvous. Military and patriotic convoys from surrounding communities will converge into downtown Louisville to present the Kentucky Veterans Parade and Celebration. Congressional Medal of Honor recipient Don Ballard, representing the Medicorps of all branches, will lead the way as our Grand Marshal. Sponsored in part by Ford and UAW 862.
This weekend only, Louisville Overstock Warehouse is having its huge Ashley Furniture truckload sale.
The return of Milli Vanilli, all because of the Menendez brothers? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Tonight at 7:30 on WHAS11. WHAS11 News is sponsored by Mom's Music.
At Long John Silver's, our wild-caught Alaskan fish is a buried treasure wrapped in a soft flour tortilla. Hook 2 tacos for $5 and add our new waffle fries for an even bigger bounty. Make our app your first mate and order ahead to skip the wait. Long John Silver's, Fish Yeah.
Hi, I'm Galen Evans, standing on one of our beautiful new Trex decks. Let's listen to one of our customers talk about her trust in us to build the deck of her dreams.
The entire site was perfectly clean. It just added to that element of professionalism. And the trust part, you just knew that you were getting a quality product based on the work that they did.
So don't miss out on our special offer of $1,000 off all new decks. So call Evans Home Renovations today.
Hi, my name is Damian Clark. If you have both Medicare and Medicaid, I have some really encouraging news that you'll definitely want to hear. Depending on the plans available in your area, you may be eligible to get extra benefits with the Humana Medicare Advantage Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan. Most plans include the Humana Healthy Options Allowance, a monthly allowance to help pay for eligible groceries, utilities, rent, and over-the-counter items. The Healthy Options Allowance is loaded onto a prepaid card each month, and whatever you don't spend carries over from each month. Plus, your doctor, hospital, and pharmacy may already be part of our large Humana networks. So call the number on your screen now and ask about a Humana Medicare Advantage Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan. And remember, annual enrollment ends on December 7th. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
For over 90 years and 4 generations, Bowling Roofing has been Kentuckiana's trusted source for roofing, gutters, and chimney caps.
From our family to yours.
Thank you, Kentuckiana, for trusting us since 1933.
Early voting starts today in Georgia, a key battleground state that could decide the election, which is just 3 weeks out. Both candidates now focusing on their closing game as the race is extremely close now between the two. Here's ABC's Perry Russum.
Today, brand new numbers on early voting. More than 5 million people already casting their ballots in what's expected to be a historically close race.
So much of this campaign at this point, it's not really about undecided voters as much as it is about convincing your voters to vote at all.
Both candidates in Pennsylvania yesterday, where recent polling shows they're less than a percentage point apart.
We win Pennsylvania, we win the whole thing.
Yes. Former President Trump talking immigration and inflation.
More people tell me about grocery bills, where the price of bacon, the price of lettuce.
Vice President Kamala Harris in Erie with a new campaign tactic.
Donald Trump is increasingly unstable and unhinged.
Now playing clips of Trump rallies at her rallies.
The worst people are the enemies from within. The enemy from within.
He considers anyone who doesn't support him or who will not bend to his will an enemy of our country.
Trump's town hall outside Philadelphia yesterday taking a turn.
A doctor, please.
2 people having medical emergencies. Trump ending the event early.
How about this? We'll play YMCA and we'll go home.
Trump acting as a DJ, dancing and playing his favorite songs for the next 30 minutes. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Today, former President Donald Trump is sitting down with Bloomberg at the Economic Club of Chicago. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris is in Michigan meeting with black business owners. She also has a town hall in Detroit later today.